My name is Jocelyn Rios.
And I'm Gazo Agua.
And this is One Piece at a Time. We are your hosts, and in celebration of the One Piece anime's 20th anniversary, this podcast will explore each episode of this beloved franchise from the perspective of a seasoned One Piece fan and a first-time watcher.
We're social media producers at Funimation, and we can't wait to dive into this week's episodes. So join us on this adventure starting right now. So welcome to episode 14 of One Piece at a Time. On the last podcast episode 13, we went through anime episodes 96 through 103, where we have been walking a very long time in Alabasta. And in this episode, we are still walking in Alabasta.
Yes.
Right?
It's been a week.
Yeah, honestly. It was
of walking.
It's been a lot. But it was still a fun time, honestly, you know?
Yeah.
We contemplated putting a leash on Luffy. We saw them, hang out with Ace for a while. He left and gave him a Vivre card. No, I'm mispronouncing Vivre because I don't speak French. So it is what it is. And then we also got to learn a little bit more about Baroque Works. So we at the last episode, we saw Baroque Works all get together so they can go meet Mr. Zero, their boss. And we learned about the Rebel Army. We learned about their past. Quite a bit went on, actually, even though some of it was filler. It was still a fun time. Yeah.
Yep.
So now we're on episode 14. We're going to be talking about anime episodes 104 through 111. Mm-hmm. And we are going to go finally meet Mr. Zero face to face. And then we are going face to face with Mr. Zero and Baroque Works. So yeah, it's a pretty heavy episode, I would say. So, and also this is a special podcast episode because we have our second guest. We have Dimitri from Bandai Namco. He stopped by and we got to talk to him about his history with One Piece, his involvement with One Piece and the franchise. Honestly, it was pretty hype, actually. And,
yeah, it was a nice talk, definitely.
Yeah, and I think I even spoiled a thing or two for Jocelyn.
So you guys will get to hear that later on in this episode.
I'm pretty excited. So let's get to it. Episode 104, Luffy versus Vivi. The tearful vow to put friends on the line. So when I first saw this, I was like, wait, what? Luffy versus Vivi? Like,
Me too.
They're going to fight?
No,
Jeez.
they're not fighting. They're just going to have an argument.
Yes.
And then I was like, nope.
Jeez.
They actually fight.
I know, right? Like, I was like, geez, Luffy put the hands on Vivi. I was like, that was uncalled for. Punched her. I was like.
On the face.
Exactly. I was like, goodness. Like, you punched her in the face. Wow. Usually I'm like, hey, if someone deserves to get punched in the face, they deserve to get punched in the face. But Vivi did not deserve to get punched in the face.
No.
I was like, whoa. There wasn't
Luffy
even any real need.
Away.
Exactly. There wasn't even any need to put any hands on anybody here.
Yeah.
I was like, that was uncalled for. So we're back at Yuba. The crew is trying to get some rest, they're about to get some rest. The whole squad is in the inn. And then we also even see Luffy helping to dig for water because he's really thirsty still, even though it's nighttime. So, we see. I'm also the funny thing is I also have before they go to sleep they have a pillow fight.
Yeah. I forgot about that.
Yeah, the pillow fight. Where I was like, wow, it's infuriating to be with the whole squad, but at the same time, I do appreciate the whole squad.
Yeah.
Like.
And then Sanji is he offers Nami that he can sleep next to her, being all creepy, waiting for her in bed. I'm like, Sanji, no. I thought, I vouched for you before, man. I thought you were cool.
Yeah.
You're slowly progressing into creepiness.
Just keep watching.
No! Sanji,
man, yeah.
You're gonna let me down.
Just keep watching. One thing I will say is he doesn't go into Me Too territory. He doesn't do that.
Okay.
He doesn't.
Important.
He doesn't do that. Where at least I think he doesn't do that. Well, at least I think. I don't know. We're gonna see.
Jeez.
Yeah, right. Anyways, the crew's trying to get some rest. Luffy helps Koda's dad dig for water, and actually digs a pretty big hole, but he tuckers himself out. So poor guy, but he's trying. And then we go to see what Baroque Works is doing. They actually make it to Rain Base, and they learn that Mr. Zero is Crocodile. They're all shocked by that, which for us is just sort of like, yeah, I know, right? It was like, oh, we've seen him the whole time. It's sometimes like, oh yeah, we forget what we know and what they don't, you know. So at least that's how it was for me. So I was like, oh, it's Crocodile. Oh my gosh! And we also learn what Crocodile's plan is.
Yeah.
The Project Utopia.
Yes.
Yeah. First of all, before we learn what that is, we learn that Crocodile doesn't care about money. He doesn't care about other things, you know, like the more material things. He wants physical, material, military strength. Yes. And it's like, oh, what does that mean? So,
what does that mean?
Yeah, exactly. I was like, what does that mean? Like, you got heroic works, you know. But he says that this is supposed to be his final order, which is going to be Project Utopia, which is to overthrow Alabasta, which is pretty sadistic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he says it'll start tomorrow at noon.
It's like, crap.
And then
fast.
Mr. 3 appears all of a sudden. And he's like, hey, I'm not dead.
Y'all didn't kill me.
Y'all didn't kill me.
It's like,
I'm still alive, and we should postpone this because the Straw Hats are here. Everybody's like, what are you talking about?
Uh-huh.
You don't care about no Straw Hats?
Right. Like, they're already dead. Didn't you say?
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
I feel like he was a little bit disconnected.
Yeah, I know, right? Absolutely. It was like, you follow them all the way out here.
Yeah.
And you thought this would be a good thing to tell them why. This means you just screwed up extra hard.
Exactly.
It's like, you like...
And you show up to tell us that?
Exactly, right, girl? I was like, okay, you survived. Time to dip. They don't know that you're still alive. You can live a new life.
Exactly.
And you decided to come over here to say, hey, guys, I screwed up. It was like, how dense are you? I thought you were supposed to be a smart one, man. God, like, it was like, this is why you should take me back. No, what are you talking about, bro? It's like, why would he give you another chance to screw up again? Oh, well. Anyways.
Yep, and then he gets thrown into the den of
the banana crocodile.
Because they have a tiny banana on their heads.
Luffy's so stupid. We're going to go into how stupid Luffy is in a little bit with that. So, banana crocodile, right?
For all we know, he got eaten by one of these banana crocodiles.
Dun, dun, dun. Crocodile, the crocodile, Mr. Zero, is...
right? Yeah, that can get confusing.
I know, right? Mr. Zero, crocodile. Like, he's like, wait, this does put a kink in things. Vivi's still alive. Straw Hats are still alive. What does this mean? Well, hopefully we can do whatever we gotta do before they get involved. So we'll work on that. But anyways, he sends out the order for everyone to stop Vivi from meeting Koza, the rebel leader.
Yeah, Koza.
Koza, yeah. So, he's like, go stop them. But overall, we're still going to continue what we're going to plan to do. So he gives a final order to Mr. 4 through 1 to go do a certain job, which will help bring this all to a head tomorrow. Which is crazy. I was thinking it was going to take like a little bit more time.
Yeah, and he's like, they have this all super planned out. Like every one of these agents has a special task assigned in order to make this happen. And they even have like the millionaire infiltrating the rebels to help, give them numbers for that overthrow that they're trying to spark.
Smart. No.
Yeah, he's really going for it.
Yeah, which I thought was pretty cool. And, usually you just see bad guys, good guys.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, these are bad guys, but at the same time, it's like bad guy doing it smart.
Yeah, exactly. He's a smart bad guy. So, which is more difficult to deal with.
Absolutely. And, like, it's like what attack do you go at this? Which brings us back to Luffy and the gang. So, they are about to head out, and Luffy's like, I'm not going anywhere. I quit.
Yeah, he's
which
like,
is crazy.
I quit. And he sits down. Like, we're wasting time.
Yeah.
It's over this effort to try and talk to rebels when we can just go to Crocodile and kick his butt and it'll be over.
He's like, I guess.
And he tells Vivi, like, hey, you gotta accept that people die and that we have to fight. Like, this diplomatic approach that you're trying to do is making us waste a lot of time that we don't actually have. And he has a point.
Yeah.
Like,
actually, I agree. Like, or I was like, huh.
Like, they've been walking through the desert for days, and they reached where they thought the rebels were, and they found nothing. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's time for another tactic.
Yeah, exactly. And we see, you know, like he starts to have a conflict with Vivi because Vivi's like, no, this is all on me. I gotta do what I gotta do, and you know, this is the way I gotta do it. And then he punches her. Luffy punches Vivi
in the face.
In the face, exactly. I was like, yo, hold up, you know. Usually I'm okay with people getting punched, but you know, whoa, that was uncalled for. You know, but then it sort of lets Vivi, you know, sort of what he did like with Kobe back in the day, like where it's like, you know, just sort of egged him on to like really get out that true feeling, right? But then it also like got her to realize is like, yo, one, it's not all on you. You know, two, you can rely on us. You know, we've been here this whole time with you. You know, it's like if we were gonna dip, we would have done that a long time ago, right? And you know,
we're not here just to keep you company while you go to this thing and do this thing. Like we're here to fight too. Like we're here to try and solve this problem too. So, yeah, our lives are also on the line, and you need to accept that.
Which is good. You know, at first I didn't know if I understood or agreed with what Luffy was saying. Or it was like, what are you talking about? Vivi has to do this. This is the way Vivi has to do this. And it was like, oh, I guess you're right.
Yeah.
So, what do you think?
Yeah, I think so. I think you're right. I think she feels... Like I said before, Vivi feels the need to carry a lot of burdens, and that includes like maybe putting her friends in danger. And yeah, Luffy just wants her to know that, hey, it's not like we decided to be here. Yeah. So
that's good.
You got to accept that.
That's good. I think talking about it now helped me understand too. So yeah, that's good. So anyways, they decide like, okay, let's not try to go to the rebel base, which is all the way on the other side where we can't reach really quickly. Let's go to where Crocodile is and see if we can stop him. Yeah, see if that'll stop things. So, yeah. No, so luckily the Luffy versus Vivi wasn't so bad. But it's still...
It was just a couple punches.
But at the same time, you still punched the princess in the face.
And I think she fought back too.
Which is great. Yeah. It's not like you just punched Snow White in the face and just sort of like, what did Snow White do to you?
She got something in too, I
exactly.
think.
Which is nice. Can you imagine like Luffy just punching like Cinderella in the face?
Oh my god.
Like, stop crying.
Or sleeping. Stop sleeping, Sleeping Beauty. Wake up.
Wake up. Like, oh my god, Luffy, she's magically asleep. Oh my god. What is wrong with you?
What's wrong with you? Episode 105. The Battlefront of Alabasta. Rain Base, the City of Dreams.
Man. And also, how does it feel to be in the 3 digits? I feel like I should have really asked that before. But yeah, how does it feel?
I mean, I love it. It feels like I've come a long way in so little time.
Honestly, you know, like you say, watch 100 episodes of any other show. That is at least 8 series right there, right? Yeah. This is still 1, and now you're just an 1/8 of the way there. Yay! But I mean, have you been having a good time?
Yes, I've had a great time.
Because I don't lie to me.
No,
you don't want to be on this podcast anymore. I understand. I understand.
No, I'm definitely not lying. I really want to know more, and I'm really invested in this Alabasta thing.
Yes.
Like I don't know. Like I think we were talking about this before with Dimitri. Like, this is one of those times where this is a very serious subject if you really think about it, because it sort of reflects the real world. Because civil war,
famines,
government, droughts, infiltration, like of external forces infiltrating a country and making it
weak,
and making it unstable in order to
overthrow and like put over who you want inside,
and push forward an agenda is something that happens in the real world. So it's very serious what's happening here in One Piece.
Oh man.
And I'm very invested because it blows my mind. Man. Like I am an overthinker, as you guys may have noticed.
I mean, like honestly, like that's like also so impressive that you got that too. I mean, if we bring up like me watching it as an adult versus a kid, but it was like I didn't understand that, and I, like now it's like, oh man, that is heavy.
It is.
In fact, actually, like the One Piece tattoo I have right now on my chest, that's based off of real world stuff. Actually,
Yeah, you promised we would when we got to the part where you could explain it.
Yeah, I think this is a good spot because like this happens like in episode like 500, right?
Okay.
So you won't see it for a long time, but all I'll say right now is like the characters that came up, the character that came up with this, like the sun tattoo I have on my chest, like he's a Malcolm X figure, and then there's also a Martin Luther King figure in that same arc.
Oh.
Yes.
Interesting.
And what happens, like, I'm not sure, but it sort of is a spoiler to say what happens. But just as they're honestly they're based off sort of counterparts, the real life counterparts, where it really goes deep like that. There's slavery, like it's just straight up slavery.
Oh wow.
And like race relations, and government, the government getting involved with these revolutionary leaders.
Okay.
That's all I'll say.
Okay.
It's heavy.
It is. It is.
And so I mean, like that's something I love about One Piece. Like, where it's like,
yes,
it gets heavy when
it really gets heavy, and at the same time, it's funny.
Yes.
I don't know how it manages to do that,
absolutely,
but it does.
Absolutely. I mean, like just I don't know how it does either. Like, because usually, like I'm like, yeah, let's get serious. Yeah, we're gonna watch Psycho-Pass, and we're gonna watch Race, and just. There's no time for laughter here, right? Like, or I'm a laugh, you know, like, but like here, One Piece does a good job of going between the two, and we actually we're gonna explore some more of that in the interview that we did with Dimitri. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah. So like I said, I'm an overthinker, so I really like things that make me think. You know,
good. I'm happy to hear
make
that.
My
and
brain race.
Like I've said before many times, you have actually taught me quite a bit. You know, what your insights. I'm like, huh. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, so that's why I really, really like One Piece.
Yes.
Like, it makes
I'm happy
my brain
to hear
race.
That. I'm happy to hear that. For me, I'm an overthinker, and I'm like, what if she's just saying that she likes it because she's on the podcast and she can't leave the podcast?
What? I am actually a terrible liar.
Okay, good. Yay!
Like, if I am lying, you will definitely notice on my face that what I'm saying does not reflect what I'm feeling.
Good. Okay, good. Perfect. I mean, same for me. Like, whereas, like, I just prefer not to lie, and I just like. When I'm frowning and mad, I'm mad.
Yeah.
And everyone knows it. People ask, what's wrong, guys? I'm like, I'm mad. Why? Because this is why.
Yeah, that's the same with me. I can't, like, I don't even try to lie because I know I won't be able to pull it off.
Good. Also, I think it's cool to be genuine versus like, yeah, you know, this is it. You know, people who can do that, good on you, or whatever, right? That's why I was like, I don't think I could be in Baroque Works either. I would want to be on the Straw Hat Crew.
Yeah.
I would. Then again, I would want to be on the Straw Hat Crew. Like going through a desert like this would be horrible. But
it would.
Yeah, right. But I don't think going through a desert normally would be as bad. Just going with Luffy would be bad. Anyways.
Yes.
Back to episode 105. They are finally out of the desert.
Yes, they get to Rain Base.
They finally make it out of the desert. Oh my god. Because that was rough.
Everybody was so tired of it too. I don't blame them.
Absolutely. I feel bad for everybody else. I mean, I feel bad for everybody, right? But like, it feels worse for everybody else. Anyways, so 105, they decide to go to Rain Base, where Crocodile is. And, they're like not going to Kateria where the rebels are because that is on the opposite side. Yeah. I'm going to put the map up, gosh darn it. I'm going to put the map up so everyone can see where we're talking about.
Yes.
So
you should put it up after this recording. Yes. So by the time you guys listen to this, that map should be up.
It should be up, all right? If it's not, you know where to at me. You know where I'm at. You know where I'm at. You know where I'll be.
So we do see Kateria, and we see the rebels, and Kosa sort of explains there's this little kid that's like, he wants to fight. Yeah, and it's like, you're a little kid. This is serious. Yeah, this is a war, and people will die. We do not need
Which is good, like it's good that like Koza isn't just like some bloodthirsty rebel leader.
Yeah, like every fighting able person needs to fight.
Everybody, yeah, right?
No.
Yeah.
Kid, you have to stay home.
Exactly, and it shows that like he has like some sort of hope still, like that things can get resolved, but like at the same time he is starting to build up heavier. I mean, like even when he showed the kid, one dude is missing part of his shoulder. Also, I always mess with my elbow shoulders. I don't know why. I really don't know why. A funny stupid story. Like in 9th grade, there was a test for English class where we're reading 1984, and like an extra credit question was like, where does the main character get hit with a truncheon? And I knew it was his shoulder, but I put elbow, and I missed it. And I always mess up elbow, shoulder. I don't understand. That's
Why though?
I don't know. It's just sort of like how Igaram has it. Ma. That's my quirk. And like same thing with like left and right. I have to do like left is that.
Left is this one, and I right with this one,
exactly.
so that is my right
there
hand.
We go. Right. Absolutely. I don't know. I got some weird quirks. That's just one of them. Anyway, shoulder, elbow.
Sure.
Dude is missing his shoulder.
Did you never do the song?
Head, shoulders, knees, and toes. I did it even in Spanish class, but I don't remember how that goes.
I didn't know there was a Spanish version.
There's a Spanish version.
Really?
Yeah. I don't think it sounds as. Yeah, do it.
How does it go?
I don't know.
Head, shoulders, knees, and toes.
Yeah.
So it would be cabeza, hombros, rodilla, y
man, that's more.
Dedos?
Yeah, right.
I don't know.
Did we do all that?
That doesn't seem right.
That doesn't sound as good. I just remember doing it in Spanish class and not doing it because I was like, I don't remember what this is. Cabeza, crap with shoulders. Elbows.
Instead of hombros, you say codo.
Oh, yeah, codo. Darn it. Anyways, dude's missing his shoulder because it got blown off. So back to serious.
That's the main conversation.
That's gonna be a title. Is like, gonna get your your elbow blown off. I mean your shoulder. Oh no. Oh my gosh. Sorry for everyone that's like, I'm tired of you guys. Well, I'm sorry. This is just how I am. Bear with me, all right?
We accept you.
Thank you. Thank you for accepting. That's all I ever wanted. That's what One Piece taught me, is like, there's going to be people who accept me. And here we are. Back out of Kateria. We get to see that Karoo finally made it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Karoo finally made it. So we go back to the kingdom, where we see that the king doesn't want to fight.
Yes.
And he's like, look, I understand. We shouldn't go attack them first. Because I'll just stir up the pot worse. Let's see if we can still try to vie for peace.
Yeah. Because he also knows that there's someone trying to make this happen.
Yes.
Like, it's obvious that somebody's framing him, and he doesn't want to,
Yeah, to incite that.
Yeah,
even further.
exactly. He doesn't want to help it along.
Yes.
So he's like, I know these guys are dangerous. They are getting weapons and they might attack the city, but we are not going to attack them first.
Which is really nice. A little naive in a way, but at the same time, I think good. Like, where it's like, at least let's see if we can do something nice. Right?
Yeah, and you can see that he values his citizens more than the possibility of him actually getting overthrown. Because if he was really afraid of losing his throne, then he would just attack.
Yeah, squash like any insurrection. It's like, how dare you?
Exactly.
All right. So
Karoo makes it back to the palace with Vivi's message, and so now the king knows about Crocodile, which is big turnaround because he knows who Crocodile is.
Yes. So that's which is good. It's like, okay, good. At least Karoo made it, because we hadn't seen Karoo in many episodes, right? 8 episodes, right? And then
he's so thirsty when he gets
I know, right? So, like, stay hydrated, y'all. Like, he just keeps drinking the whole time. It made me feel a little sick, actually. Like, at first I was thirsty, and I was like, okay, that's too much. That happened to me. Funny enough, I remember like when we were in LA last year, and there's this heat wave that happened. Oh. It was just this dry heat.
Yeah.
And I didn't feel too bad being outside. Like, it was hot. Like, my phone would turn off. It was so hot.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And the cameras wouldn't work. Like, the SD card was starting to malfunction. It was weird.
Wow.
And that's where I was like, it hurt at first, but then I got used to it. I had some sunglasses, and I'm like, cool, I'm okay. But then I went back inside, and I couldn't stop drinking water. And I was like, oh, man.
Yeah, you were getting dehydrated.
Yeah. But I just couldn't stop drinking water. Like, I was like, am I going to die? I don't know. Anyways.
Yeah, it's tough in the heat, especially if it's dry heat, because you don't feel it technically. Yes. Like, you don't feel yourself getting overheated.
Yeah. Exactly.
But you are.
Yes. So the king is like, let's go get Crocodile. So send out let's send out some soldiers to go there, but Pell, you go there first and do reconnaissance because he's the reconnaissance master. And then the crew finally made it. The crew finally makes it to Rain Base, but Luffy does the stupid thing. I was like, oh my God, already.
We need to lay low. And Luffy's like, lay low.
Leash. Get the leash, right? Get the Luffy leash. There we go.
Why are you screaming, Luffy?
I know, right? Screaming? Like, chill out, man. We are right here.
Oh, my God. And then he just runs ahead, as always. I don't know. Like, definitely, just get the leash. If you know you're arriving at a place, you know Luffy's going to run up.
Exactly.
And so him and Usopp run ahead, of course, and they enter the first bar, or I think it's bar, right?
Yeah, I think it's a bar.
They see.
To get some water.
They just ask for 2 barrels of water so that they can drink.
Oh my gosh.
And right beside them, like next person sitting on the stool beside them is Smoker and Tashigi.
Oh my gosh.
Whom we hadn't seen this whole time. We just knew that they were on their way here also.
But Smoker had a hunch that Straw Hat Luffy was going to be here.
Yes. So
really good hunch, really.
Yeah. And then something funny happens because they're just drinking the water, and then Luffy looks sideways and he sees Smoker.
Oh my goodness.
And he's like, Smokey, because he calls him Smokey.
Oh my gosh.
And they just run off. They make a run for it. They grab barrels of water for everybody, and they just make a run for it.
Yeah, right. But then they get the whole Marine Force after them again.
Yep. And the crew, once again, is like, why are you running towards us? You did this again.
Oh my gosh. And then
they didn't know we were here.
I know. It's just like, golly. Usopp should have known a little better. But here they are, right? So, and also at the same time, while everyone else is running, we see that Baroque work bounty hunters are also amongst the citizens who are seeing them run. So, not good. Not good. So, yeah, now they split up and they all take on different groups of people so that way they can hopefully take on Crocodile at the end. And that is where that episode finishes. So, pretty intense episode where we see multiple sides. We see the Baroque work agents go at it. We see the Rebel Army base start to gear up. We see the Royal Army gear up and understand who Crocodile is. And then we also see Straw Hats along with the Marines. So a lot of different forces coming together in one spot. Hopefully it works out better, but we're about to see.
We about to see.
You know, also to welcome our guest, Dimitri, on, we have the social question of the week is, what is your favorite One Piece video game? There's actually quite a few video games that are out.
Really?
And,
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And Bandai Namco had been in charge of quite a few of them, actually. Yeah, so they just put out recently their game, One Piece World Seeker, which came out in March. And actually, there's even a new update, which came out actually today. Yeah, it came out today, actually. Yeah, we started recording this. So in April, the update's out. You should go get that. The new raid suit for Luffy's out there. So it has new challenges, has new outfits, has even a photo mode where you can take pictures of the environment and Luffy. And if you haven't played it, you can get it right now on PS4, PlayStation 4, of course, right? And then Xbox and more consoles. So go check that out. But back to the social question, which you can find. We asked this a day or two before we record on Tuesdays. And we have it on our Twitter page, which is One Piece Anime. And we have it on our Facebook page, which is One Piece Official. So get on there, see what the question of the week is going to be. But this question is, what is your favorite One Piece video game? And we got a few answers, which I didn't even know about some games.
Yeah?
I'm behind on games, unfortunately. I'm trying to get there. But we got Cacophony on Twitter. Says, Unlimited Adventure, fun free roam game, diverse locations, and the only game dubbed by the Funny Cast. So that's something new. I didn't know that.
Interesting.
So, yeah. Everyone looks pretty cool. And that's also a Bandai Namco game. And I think that's the one that Dimitri had talked to us about, too.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. Necro ADR said Grand Adventure for PS2. We have Anime Fan Talk say Romance Dawn on PSP. That's his jam.
Oh.
And then on Facebook, we also got a few good answers. Alex says Pirate Warriors 3, not only is it one of the best One Piece games, if not the best, but it's a super good Warriors game in general. So like Dynasty Warriors or Hyrule Warriors, where you are one character and you fight a lot of people at a time. You get to use a lot of skills. It looks really cool. Mm-hmm. Thank you very much, Alex. And then we have Tangui says One Piece Treasure Cruise is really good. And World Seeker, Brian on Facebook, World Seeker is amazing to play on my PS4 Pro with an SSD. Smooth and looks great on the 4K TV, so that's the best way to play that game. So a lot of games that you can go check out. A lot of them span throughout the whole tenure. You know, we got PS2, PSP.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know about most of those games. Yeah. It's pretty cool.
There's a lot. So yeah, check that out if you get a chance. And then of course, check out One Piece World Seeker, as we just mentioned. Bandai Namco Entertainment released One Piece World Seeker back in March, and a new free update just came out, actually, where you can have some new skins, and also it has new challenges, it has new outfits, and it even has a new photo mode, so you can take all the pictures you want with your new skins. And if you haven't played it yet, be sure to check it out. It's on PS4, Xbox, PC, whatever you can think of. It's out there, and it's available now. Episode 106, The Trap of Certain Defeat. Storming Rain Dinners.
Phew.
Yeah, right. Storming it, right? So, everyone split up in the last episode.
Yep.
Luckily, like, the more tough guys, you know, Sanji and Zoro are taking on individual, like, bounty hunters or marines, trying to stop them from chasing everybody. But we still have Smoker, who's still after Luffy. So everyone else is going after Crocodile. We have Nami, Luffy, Usopp, and Zoro are going into the casino where Crocodile's base is supposed to be.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool looking, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, ooh, a casino. Especially after just seeing desert.
And it has some games that I don't recognize.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, it had like some weird games with lines. And I was like, huh.
Oh, interesting.
Interesting.
I remember seeing the roulette.
Like instead, the roulette is there.
Yeah.
And then there's a random game. I don't know. I just remember seeing it and I was like, I wonder how that's played.
Okay, interesting. I'm interested now too, because I was just sort of like, oh my gosh. And
are you ready to spend your money on that casino?
I would, yeah. I suck at gambling, but I don't go overboard with gambling. You have my budget, and I stop when it's time to stop. But I usually always lose money.
I feel you.
Yes,
me too.
I have fun, but yeah, I lose. But then also, Smoker is still after Luffy, so like he runs into the casino, but a lot of crocodiles. But not guards. I guess guards of the casino.
Yeah,
right?
like the security.
Yes,
there you go.
Security of the casino are like, you can't come here. Government officials aren't allowed. And I was like, dang. That's how you know a place is shady, right?
Yeah.
Right? But Smoker doesn't care. He runs through them. And then the Straw Hats that are running inside the casino get a message like, hey, go to the VIP area. But so stupid. So they're supposed to be welcomed in. And they run to the back. And they're told to go to the VIP area. But then they see a sign that says VIP to the left, pirates on the right. And Luffy's like, well,
we're pirates.
We're pirates. Why not go to the right? So then they all go to the right, even Smoker, because he's still chasing them, but it's a dead-end wall. And then it's ended up being a trap. And it's like, wow, y'all are dumb.
That was very predictable, guys.
Y'all are dumb.
Yeah, you should have seen that coming.
Should have. Like, Nami, I expected more out of you.
Yeah, definitely more out of Nami.
Yeah, But, oh, well.
So they fall into a cage, and Luffy realizes that he can't do anything. And Smoker explains that he has like a staff that has a material that cancels out devil fruit powers, and that same material is probably what's made this cage is made of.
It's pretty good. It's pretty smart, finally, like, okay, we got some smart criminals here.
Yeah, because if not, I mean, Smoker could have just smoked his way out of there,
right.
And Luffy could have probably just
beat it up or something like that. Right?
Yeah, or he could have stretched out through some hole.
Exactly.
I don't know if that's how it works.
I don't know either, but something could have been done probably, right? And even Zoro can't cut through it, which is crazy. So, yeah, this is some type of cage for real. So,
yeah.
But then that's when we get to see, before we get to see like more about this cage, we go back to Vivi, who is now fighting against some of the millions and is about to lose because, I mean, she's surrounded, unfortunately, right? And she's normal-ish. Pretty normal, I would say, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, she can fend herself.
Which is good.
Sort of, but she's not super good fighter.
Yeah, exactly. So, but then we see a falcon with machine guns on it shoot down these guys, which is pretty cool, but it's still like, all right, One Piece. Of course.
Yeah. And it turns out to be Pell.
Mm-hmm.
He has bird fruit powers. And yeah, he's the
cool.
most powerful fighter in the country.
Whoa.
He's recognized by it. I mean, I would recognize some giant falcon.
I know, right? Yeah, giant falcon with machine guns on it, right? It's like, wow. I mean, I was expecting like swords, not guns. But
Yeah.
okay, that's cool. Then we see Miss All Sunday come through, right? And starts to take on both Vivi and Pell.
Yeah.
And well, first of all, what did you think about this moment?
I think it was very weird to me because I didn't understand what was happening. Like, because we saw Miss All Sunday. We saw her power before.
Yeah, a little
but
bit.
we didn't actually see it in action. We just saw, she made some quick movements.
Yes, exactly.
So we didn't really know what it was. And then suddenly she can just make hands appear. And she sort of like pretends to stab Nami.
Yes.
And I was,
Vivi,
sorry. And then I was like, wait, how did she do that? She just stabbed her with her hand? But she didn't. She just made a hand appeared on her backside, and that's what it looked like. But that's a weird thing to do.
It is. It is. But I think it was just to get Pell just to be like, oh my God.
Yeah. Get him distracted.
Exactly. And then was able to trap Pell and like crack his back.
Yeah. She made hands grow out of Pell and grab him onto himself and sort of pulled him back.
Crack.
Which was awful.
Yes.
Jeez.
Man. Well, I'm glad you got to see that. Like, it's like One Piece gets weirder and weirder as we keep going, right?
Yeah, definitely. Oh my God.
Yeah. So then we go back to Luffy. And Luffy and his crew, like, they're chilling in this cage, and everyone's chilling. Zoro's sleeping. Luffy and Usopp are making fun of Sanji for some reason, right? This is how Sanji looks like. That sounds like.
He's imitating
Hey
Sanji.
guys, don't eat from the kitchen.
He's doing like with a cigarette.
So dumb. And they're all freaking out. Nami is like, what are you guys doing, y'all? Figure something out. Come on. Luckily, Vivi comes to that area.
Yeah, Miss All Sunday takes Vivi to Crocodile, and she tries to face him with her, her spinning things.
It's like, stop.
And I'm like, Vivi,
you can't take out normal dude number 2 right there.
Exactly.
Can't take out his companion, Miss All Sunday. You can't even take out who is Mr. 5. Come on now.
No.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
Put that away. Stop.
So I was
that.
like, you're being silly. You're wasting your energy.
Exactly. At least she had some good aim because she hit that to his head, but and like it was dead aim, right? But Sandman. What are you gonna do against him, right? Like you should know him better.
Yeah, we see that Crocodile has sand fruit powers, and basically, he's sort of like Smoker in that way where you just can't hit them. You can't do anything to them because they just turn into something.
This element.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, and then it's noon. So Operation Utopia is about to begin. And that's the end of the episode.
Episode 107. Operation Utopia commences. The swell of rebellion stirs. Yeah, it's about to get heavy.
Dun dun dun. So this episode starts with a flashback, where we see Kosa asking the king to use the green powder, but the king refuses. He's like, I can't use it
Cause more
because
problems.
it causes more problems now that I discovered that this rain was artificial and it's actually taking away rain from other places. Like, I can't just use it. It's not a real solution to the problem, which is true.
Yeah.
It's not a real solution.
I was like, that's pretty smart. Although I was wondering, like, would there ever be a reason to use dance powder?
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not
Heavy
sure. I
questions
guess,
that we have
yeah,
to
I
let
guess
ask,
it
right?
would have to depend. Like, if you're going to use the dance powder, you
Mhm.
would have to know the weather patterns
Yeah.
of the
area.
place, of the area, right? So that you know, for example, if you're, because how it works, if I'm not mistaken, you can correct me.
Uh-huh.
It takes clouds that are immature
Mm-hmm.
and makes them mature faster so that rain will fall in that place.
Yes.
And where otherwise that cloud would have formed and fallen, that rain would have fallen someplace else.
Uh-huh.
So I guess you would have to learn those weather patterns in
Yeah.
order to see if that place where that rain is supposed to fall
Yeah, right.
has gotten
Thinking like whatever they could have possibly got. right?
exactly.
Mhm.
So I guess if that was the scenario, then
Yeah.
it
That's a
could
good
work.
point. Yeah. That's a good point. Yeah. But anyways, Koza's mad. He's like, "You're screwing up, man. I'm gonna take your throne away from you." So then that's
He legit threatens the king.
I know, right? I was like,
yeah, I was
that
like,
should be off with the head.
yeah,
Unfortunately,
that could be
right?
treason, I think.
Here we are now, like, where
Yeah.
it's like, oh, he's doing super treason.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
He's
not just
doing
normal treason.
double treason.
It's super treason.
Super treason.
It's like,
Mega
wow,
treason.
Mega treason. You don't speak of that. My word. My word. Anyways, we go back to the present and dun dun dun. The king is missing.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone's like, wait, we had the king under like strict guard, especially today. What happened today? We don't know. He's gone. Dun dun dun.
Mm-hmm.
So
And then suddenly the king appears, and which I think the first time I saw him, I was like, "This is Mr. Two."
Yeah?
Like I was.
You were immediately
yeah,
like that?
I was immediately like, "This
Uh-huh.
is not the king. This
For
is
me,
this
I
is
was-
the plan."
okay, that's good. I mean, you're smart. You know, me who's seen this, it was like, what's the king doing over there? But although for me, I was really hoping that like he snuck out and it was like, I'm gonna try to make things right myself, you know. But then it was like, oh, it's
Yeah.
Mr. Two. I
Yes.
was like, touche, honestly.
So Mr. Two, impersonating the king, tells the people that he's been keeping water all to himself. And yeah, he needs to destroy the city to destroy the evidence that he has been using
God.
green powder. And I'm like, that doesn't even
It doesn't make sense.
make
but,
sense.
but all right, well, overall, we're gonna do some bad shit. So good luck to y'all, all right? And I'm the King Cobra who did this to you guys. And I was like, oh no. And then as this is happening, people are like, no, the king can't do that. And even Koza stops. Koza comes through like looking pretty badass on a horse, right? And he stops the impersonating Cobra from striking at a kid. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. And unfortunately, this leaves him get shot. Like he's talking to King. He's like, you wouldn't do this. Like the real king wouldn't ever do something like this. You know, like I thought we still had a chance. And then he gets shot
He gets shot.
through his shoulder. I was like, damn, that's hardcore.
Yep. And then the royal army starts setting the town on fire.
Jeez.
And yeah, so this is definitely something that can spark a revolution, literally.
Like good on like honestly Crocodile and like Baroque Works for like going so far with this. I was like, you guys are pretty smart with this. Yeah, so they do that. And then like the kid who was about to get hit by the king sees that, like, you know, goes to the back alley and sees that it's not Cobra, it's someone impersonating him. But he gets found out by Mr. One and gets beat up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Poor kid.
not good. Yeah, and then the rebel soldiers see this and they're like, the king even beat up a kid? Now we gotta fight. Like,
So
what-
they start the march from Katuria, was
Yes.
it?
Mhm.
From Katuria to Alabarna to take the capital. So Operation Utopia so far is working,
Jeez.
going straight as planned.
This is exactly what Crocodile wanted.
So yeah, the situation keeps getting more desperate, and Luffy's just trying to get through those bars, but he can't do anything. And that's where the episode ends.
Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun.
And then we have a new ending.
Oh boy, already. Like,
Yeah,
gee, yeah, like
already.
now it's too fast. Like, especially like it's binging. Like maybe it's a little weekly, maybe.
Yeah.
But at the same
It's
time,
sorta.
I think it's too fast.
Yeah, but I actually like this one. It's sort
Yeah.
of like a funky ballad
Okay.
with images from Alabasta.
Uh-huh.
I like it.
Good.
I like it.
For me, I've unfortunately skipped this one the whole time. Like,
yeah.
I don't mean to. I think I wanted to. I was just like, I need to catch up right now. So, oh well. Oh well. Welcome back to One Piece at a Time. My name is Godzilla and Ugwa. My mission statement is to stay hydrated today. I know that's not the best, but still, it's important. It's important to stay hydrated, y'all, with real water, not alcohol, soda, or whatever. Water.
Well, my name is Jocelyn Embryos, and this week I will try to make a banana headpiece to look like a banana gator.
Banana headpiece.
Banana headpiece. You know how those banana gators have the tiny banana on their head? I think they look cute.
Yeah.
I want a banana headpiece that looks sort of like a Sailor Moon crown.
All right. I like this. We need someone to make this happen. So either you make this happen. I want the podcast people to hold you to this too. I'm like, yes, let's do this. Episode 108, The Terrifying Banana Gators and Mr. Prince. So this is where Sanji was like, my man Sanji,
yes.
you have won for me. Like you're the man.
Oh, definitely. Like sometimes, except when he's being a fool for Nami.
It's just sort of like
it's
roll
like,
eyes, but it's like okay.
It. Sanji, stop it.
Yes.
Except for those times when he's being a creep, I think Sanji sometimes can be really the smartest person in this crew.
Honestly, right? Because, like, where it's like, whoa, yo.
Yeah, because like, Zoro's pretty smart, but Zoro, I think, is very hot-headed.
Yes.
Like, he'll just run straight into a fight without thinking.
Yes.
And I feel Sanji analyzes his situations more.
I think so, too. Which is pretty cool, actually.
Yeah.
Also, just as a quick aside, how would you rank the Straw Hats so far?
Ooh,
I know, that's a hard question. That's a hard question indeed. I was like, I came out of nowhere, but
yeah, judging by what happens right now.
Yes, right now.
I would have to say that Sanji's number one.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I guess Luffy's always number one because
you can say Luffy's not number one. That's fair.
Yeah, you think so?
That's
okay,
fair,
then Sanji's number one right now in my book. At least up
I would
until
say, like, right here.
108.
Yes.
Sanji's definitely number one. And I'd say number two is Zoro.
Yeah,
still.
Okay. Cool.
Because, he's still hot-headed, but I feel that he's still first mate, you know? So
he's been a good dude.
Yeah.
All right.
Do I have to keep ranking them?
I sort of want to. Yeah, right.
That's hard. We could be here all
I know, right?
afternoon. Let me say. So, Sanji, Zoro, Luffy, Chopper. Oh, it's hard to pick between the girls. Usopp is the last. You know that, right?
I think that's fair. He hasn't done anything here except for get in the way, right?
I'm going to say Nami first because I feel that Nami is more useful in a battle than Vivi.
Okay.
Then Vivi and then Usopp.
Yeah.
Maybe first Karoo and then Usopp.
Dang.
Sorry, Usopp.
Dang. Then again, to be fair, what has he done this whole time?
Karoo ran through the desert to deliver a
Absolutely.
message.
And he wasn't even in most of the episodes we talked about, right?
Yeah.
Facts. Honestly, I feel like that's totally fair. Like, Usopp was just getting in the way most of the time here. Yes. Doing stupid shit with Luffy, right? It's just sort of like, bro, you should have told him not to run into this place too, but you ran right in there with him to go see Smoker, and that's why we're in jail here.
So that's my episode 108 ranking.
I like that.
Well, that can change.
That
changes every episode.
I think that's really good. Yeah, I think that's a great ranking right there. Man. Anyways, everyone's in jail, even with Smoker. Crocodile is saying his evil plan. And then the rebels. The rebel army is coming to face the royal army.
Yeah, we see the royal army preparing for the rebels because the rebels are coming from far away, so they have some time to prepare.
Yes.
And
we also see the fake.
Yeah, they have the king is missing, right? After the fake king did his thing, he disappeared, so there's no king. So the army is sort of wondering, what do we do? Should we we just heard this story about what the king did. They don't really know if it's true or not. But they have a duty to fulfill, right? And so they have to pick between doing what their job is or joining their fellow countrymen in this fight for their country. So that must be super hard.
Honestly.
Because you're facing your own people who have a real reason to fight. Like, I bet some of these army men agree with the rebels, but they still have to do their job, which is very difficult.
It's hard, exactly. So, I mean, like, yeah, this is that real issue you were talking about before, like, where it's like, it is a hard situation for everyone to deal with, and it's worrisome for sure, because it's about to legitimately come to blows, you know? Koza is angered because he got shot, and he saw how ruthless the king is, you know, but, you know, he's like, we got to fight now. That's how it goes, so, and he's angry. Which is fair. So things are pretty bad. So then we go back to Crocodile, you know, saying his evil plan. And he's like, you guys can't escape except for with this key. But this key is going with the Banana Gators. And it's like, what do you want to do, Vivi? Do you want to try to go, you know, get this key? Or do you want to try to fight me? And which would be dumb. He's like, you can't do this. Or you want to go back out and try to do something out there. Which I'm still not going to let you do that. But, you know, and also apparently, like, if she doesn't save them super soon, then the whole room is going to blow up in 1 hour.
In 1 hour. What? Now what?
So, yes.
And I think a Banana Gator ate the key, right?
Yeah, Banana Gator. And then also Luffy. This is where I was saying Luffy's been really stupid because he's constantly like, the banana's growing a crocodile or something like that. I was like, bro.
Yeah, he's like, the banana ate the key. And Usopp's like, it's a crocodile. Gator. Right. Like, it's not a banana growing a gator. Yes. It's a gator that has a banana.
Oh my gosh.
And he tries explaining it. I think he's like, do you know the monkey dance? Yes. It's not an actual monkey.
Yeah, right. It's just sort of like, he's like, I don't know what that means, but that banana ate it. And I was like, oh, God. Help us, Lord. Like, I'm getting aneurysm before we even got to the fight now. My head hurts. But, so Vivi's trying to do what she can to save everyone, but she's having a hard time trying to fight these giant crocodile, alligator things. Also, by the way, one thing I want to say is, like, as they were going to this casino, the casino has a giant gator on top of it. But they said that's an alligator on top of Crocodile Spot. And I was like, wait a second. Shouldn't it be a crocodile that's on top of Crocodile Spot?
True.
Oh, well.
So confused.
I don't even know what the difference.
Crocodiles and alligators are definitely not the same.
Yeah, apparently they're not the same, but I don't know what the differences are.
The difference is the shape of their mouth.
Okay.
The crocodiles have a longer snout, whereas alligators have a rounded snout. And then when gators, I don't remember if it's gators or crocodiles, but one of them, when they close their
mouth,
the teeth don't show. Gators are in Florida.
Okay. Okay. Probably know the reason we're not going there right now. Right. And we love you, Florida, for the most part. Anyways.
So it's the shape of the snout is the best way to differentiate them.
I learned something new. I hope I remember that. I'm gonna. Crocodile's long, right?
Crocodiles is long, yes. Okay. And then rounded is gators.
I'm just also baffled. Like, why is Mr. Zero Crocodile named Crocodile? That is, we've had some weird names. That's also why I still go back to Eric being the weirdest name. Eric, right? It's like, Eric. We got this guy named Arlong. We got this guy named Buggy,
Yeah.
And then we got Eric. Eric. It's like,
just
what?
Eric.
Just Eric.
Here, I'll show you. Yes. This is an alligator, and this is a crocodile.
Okay. I'm seeing a picture right now. I see.
And then that's.
Where'd you learn this from?
I read it in this thing that came in the mail when I was little.
Yeah, you remember?
It was it was this collection of animals that you got each month. You got
Zoo
5
books?
animals. I'm not sure if it was zoo books. It was this big binder.
Interesting.
And then you would collect animals.
Interesting.
And every month you would get like 5 or 10 animals.
Okay.
And then each thing had like a description and where they lived and whatnot. And so, yeah,
That's
I was
cool.
a nerd.
I mean, like, that's really cool. Like, I mean,
That's what I did for fun. That's what I asked my parents for.
Wow.
Can you please get me this thing?
for me, I think I was interested in that, but like I was interested, but I was like, Super Nintendo or zoo books.
It may have been zoo books. I don't remember the name. I had a lot of them.
Yeah, which is cool. I mean, that's pretty cool. Like I watched Animal Planet, but I would always watch the most extreme animals, and
Yeah.
like, oh man, that what's that one bug that can survive space? The water bear.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I was like, oh man, that thing's gonna survive everything. And I used to watch Zaboomfoo. Anyways.
Interesting.
Yes, I used to love animals, and I was even thinking about being a veterinarian as a child, but
That's nice.
yeah, but that didn't happen.
But
Now I'm here.
luckily,
Yes.
because you're here.
Yay! I'm here.
So, yeah, how are they going to get out of this?
But luckily, we hear somebody on the transponders now.
Mr. Prince is calling.
Yes.
And we can recognize that voice.
Mm-hmm.
And it's Sanji. 'Cause Sanji and Chopper are still
Yes.
outside. I
Which is
completely
like, oh,
forgot
man.
about that.
Yes.
When I was watching this episode,
Mhm.
I was like, I legit don't know how they're going to get
Me
out
too.
of this.
I actually had no clue too. I was so embroiled in what was happening to these guys right here, where I was like, oh man, they're screwed. And then I was like, oh wait a second, this happens. And this was like where I really started to like Sanji a lot, because I liked Sanji before, but like this was like real respect Sanji.
Yeah,
this was good.
this was very smart. It was a very smart thing to do. Definitely.
Yeah, so he calls Crocodile on the phone, transponder snail, right? And he's like, you remember me? And Crocodile is pissed. He's like, oh man,
Who are you?
you're that guy. Luffy's about to let it go, but luckily,
Yeah. Oh God.
yeah, right. Luckily, the other guys are smart, and luckily he gets it. He's like, don't say it. That's dumb.
He says his name is Mr. Prince. So the others start yelling so they know that they're there. Mr.
Prince.
Prince, help us, Mr. Prince.
Exactly right. Which also helps him know like where that at least his friends are with Crocodile, right? So,
And I'm very impressed. He used the same trick twice. Like he used the transponder yet again because he sort of makes one of the bad guys make as if he's beating him up, and
Yes.
he's like, "Oh, we took care of this guy, of this Mr. Prince.
right in the front,
Don't
right?
worry about it. We're out here."
Exactly, which is really good. I'm like,
Yeah.
smart man. So, and then Chopper is sent out as Mr. Prince to decoy, so he's running around town in his man form, trying to distract the others from finding real Sanji, Mr. Prince, which is really nice.
Yeah.
So good stuff.
Yeah. So when Vivi goes up to the main floor to try and get help for the guys before they drown, Sanji finds her. He's like, "Hey, it's cool. I'm here."
Man, good stuff.
And that's where it ends.
So yeah, we got
Sanji.
some hope. We got some hope.
Yeah.
For all you collectors out there, episode of Sabo is now available on Blu-ray and DVD, so you can now watch it dubbed for the first time. Adventure of Nebulandia is also up for pre-order. It'll be coming out on June 18th, dubbed for the first time. These and all other episodes we talked about are available on home video at the Funimation shop on our website, so be sure to check those out and add One Piece to your shelf. Episode 109, The Key to a Great Comeback Escape. The wax ball.
The wax ball.
Oh my god, this just when you think you got One Piece figured out, and then all of a sudden something happens, right?
Yeah.
So we got to see like a little bit more in depth here how Sanji and Chopper conned the millions, and also conned Crocodile to chase them instead of concocting his evil plan.
Yeah, so we see that Sanji beat up everybody, and he made the guy say on the transponder that he had beaten him up when it wasn't true. And then he got
free, I think, right? Of seeing Richie break the cage, right? It's like, why not have the bad guy break the cage? But apparently the cage is too tough.
Yeah, the gator breaks his teeth, I think, trying to munch on it.
It's like, what a cage. Like they like more people need to be having this type of cage too, right? Yeah. So and then also that's where we get into more banana semantics. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, he's not Banana Luffy.
Focus.
Please. Yeah, I think that's when Usopp does the thing. When he says,
the monkey.
Do you know the monkey dance?
Right.
He's like, obviously not.
No.
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness.
And Chopper, when Chopper sees Crocodile, he turns himself into his small form so that he doesn't notice him, which was also smart. He's like, okay,
absolutely smart.
bye.
Yeah. So yeah, like so far the crew is doing pretty well. But then we see a little bit something from Miss All Sunday, where we get to learn a little bit more about her. She comes through, and she explains a few things, behind Crocodile's back, and we get to see like, oh, she's a very dangerous figure for sure. So we get to learn that she has as high a bounty as Crocodile, so we know that she's something to be feared. So
Yeah.
But then Sanji finally gets through, and then he's like, "Oh, Mr. Prince is here to save the day."
Yeah, and he's got these weird glasses on, very
you don't like
90s.
Glasses?
No, I don't like them. They're very 90s, early 2000s glasses. The the ones with the
the tint.
Exactly.
It made me think of
Tinted
Robert
glasses.
Downey Jr.
Exactly. That's exactly it.
I thought they were cool. I don't think they match his clothes very well,
No.
but I was like, I think they're cool.
I'm not sure I like them. I don't like the style.
I feel like that is fair.
But it was representative of the time. I think those were very 2000s.
Yeah.
Like all the guys in NSYNC and stuff were wearing all that stuff.
Yeah. You right. Mm-hmm. I mean, hell, even Sanji's hair, I imagine, is sort of like that. Also, Sanji's back in a suit. Was he always in a suit here?
No.
Okay.
I think he gave his tunic to Chopper. His blue, the one that he was wearing.
Smart. And I guess you just gotta carry a spare suit on you, right?
Right? Where was the suit?
I don't know.
Was he wearing a suit under the clothes all the time?
But then again, Sanji never complained about the heat.
Definitely not.
We never saw him complain about the heat. If it was Luffy or Usopp complaining about the heat, I'd be like, you stupid moron. Oh well. Sanji comes through and he's looking pretty badass. He actually kicks a crocodile in his stomach to make it cough up, and and he learns that he's supposed to find the one crocodile that ate the key because there's a lot of crocodiles. And he starts kicking, and apparently one spits out something.
Yeah. And it's Mr. 3.
Oh my gosh.
He's was still alive inside the crocodile.
Inside the wax ball. Right, yeah, he has the key with him. So
inside the wax
ball from the title. Which is crazy, right? Mm-hmm.
That's a crazy survival method.
I know, right? I was like, good on you for surviving all the holy crap. That's holy crap. That's a tough one. Mm-hmm. So, but then we also see that Crocodile, we cut to Crocodile and we see he has the real key. He wasn't going to give him the real key anyway. Yeah. So that's sadistic.
It was a fake key.
Man, sadistic.
If it was a real key anyways, Mr. 3 throws it into the water again because he's just an a-hole.
It was come on, guy.
Yeah.
We saved you here.
Yeah.
Don't be wrong.
Your boss threw you to that crocodile.
You have no loyalty to anyone. Yeah. Yes, Straw Hat Luffy did this to you, sorta. If he. But
it was your own fault.
Exactly, right? It's this is no one's fault but your own.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyway, Sanji politely asked Mr. 3 to make them another key.
Yeah, who has the idea? I think Usopp has the idea, which, thank you, Usopp, finally making
he
something.
Did something this arc, right?
Making something
To be
useful.
fair, he hasn't done anything this arc. Usually I'm like, Usopp's the man, but he hasn't participated much this arc.
So he has a good idea, and Sanji makes Mr. 3 make a wax key to get the guys out. And they leave him beat up with a message for Crocodile.
Poor guy. Although at the same time, it's this is what you deserve. So
yeah.
Oh, well. So yeah, luckily they get out. But as they're getting out, the whole place is about to explode and go underwater. And so yeah, things aren't looking too good. But luckily they do escape. And as they escape, they actually even bring Smoker along with them.
Yeah, because they have he can't swim.
Yes.
Luffy can't swim, so Sanji's carrying
no devil
Luffy.
Fruit people.
And the girls are carrying Usopp and Zoro. No, the girls are carrying Usopp, which I don't know why. Because he can't swim, or was he just
guess not
scared or something?
Both probably.
swim now? I don't know.
He can swim, but I think he just screwed up this point because he was drowning.
Yeah.
Like, can you please kick? Help yourself. Help us. Help you. That was funny.
And Zoro's carrying Smoker,
which was pretty shocking, actually.
Yeah, I didn't
especially
get that.
to him, like where, Smoker asked Zoro, "Why'd you get me?" And he's like, "Look, man, I didn't have a choice." But then we see a small flashback where we see Luffy asked Zoro or not asked, he commanded him, like, get Smoker, he can't swim.
Get Smokey.
Get Smokey.
Because, yeah, he can't swim. He has the powers. So he knew that if he left him there, he was going to die.
Mm-hmm. Which is really nice.
Yeah, Luffy's not evil
that
or
good
anything.
karma.
Yeah, he's like, we're not just going to leave him there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we also see Smoker, like, a little mad at, he's mad about the fact that he had to be saved by pirates. Especially the ones that he's been chasing after for so long. So it leaves him sort of conflicted this whole time. And he decides not to chase after them. Although at the same time, he's like, wait, why aren't you going after Crocodile?
Yeah.
That was something I was thinking about. I was like, hold up.
That's true.
Or like, it's like, I get the fact, like, yeah, you feel conflicted about working with pirates, especially like when your whole job is to not.
Mm-hmm.
But, I don't know, go after the guy, like, who's legitimately, criminal.
Yeah.
Who actually killed you. He actually tried to kill you. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, well.
He did.
Yeah. So, anyways, they're like, cool, let's run. And we're going to go to Alabarna. So that way they can hopefully stop everything, all the bad things that are supposed to happen. Yeah.
And they just start running.
Yes.
Are they going to run all the way to Alabarna? I'm like, what are you doing? Because Luffy's like, we're not going to stop until we get to Alabarna. I'm like,
right?
Luffy, what?
No,
I can't even run for 2 minutes.
I mean, honestly, it's like, unless if it's just going to be Sanji, Zoro, and Luffy.
Exactly, who get there, who make it.
Right? And then, all right, everyone else, even Chopper is...
Poor Chopper, right? He's got tiny legs.
Yeah, right? Poor Chopper, indeed. It's okay. Because they got a plan. They actually don't have a plan. They're going to figure something out. So, we have our special guest here, Dimitri. How do you pronounce your last name, by the way?
In the streets, it's Kill9, but regular is just Clinnan.
Clinnan, okay, yeah. Cool. I like that, Kill9, Clinnan. I like that. Well, thank you, Dimitri. And then also, what is your title, your full title? Because I feel like I messed that up quite a bit.
So it's Social Marketing and Community Specialist at Bandai Namco.
Okay, there we go. Thank you so much for coming through. Yeah, you guys are here in town. It's always good seeing you guys. The funny thing is, like, the first way that we actually met was through One Piece, of all things. And just wanted to grab you real quick. I know you're super busy, but like it's just to talk about like your experience with One Piece personally and also in the professional world too.
Sure thing. So yeah, it was actually an honor to come down here. And anytime you mention One Piece, you can give me. I'll fly across the world to talk about One Piece.
Oh, okay. So I'm gonna test that out.
Yeah, it was.
Go to Japan and we're gonna talk about.
I'm there. I'm there at the Tokyo Tower at the One Piece.
He gets
One
it.
Piece show. We're
he
there.
knows how it goes.
One Piece at a time straight from Tokyo Tower.
Yes. Ooh,
get our high fives from Luffy again.
Oh, you heard my story.
You know what? To get prepared for this, I listened to all 8 episodes on the plane. I've been catching up with the series. I'm up to the Whole Cake arc. But let's get back to your question. You asked.
No. That means a lot. Like I'm really happy though that you listen. Like people listen to our podcast.
I hope more people listen to it. It's very important. It's when I was listening to it, the thing. I'll get back to my history of One Piece, but I do want to get this out. When I was listening to it, I was like, this is perfect for people that know One Piece from your side that like already have it, but. Like me and you, we know One Piece, but going back, because I honestly didn't remember a lot of the stuff from like the first arc, the second arc, even like I still like I was like, what? Who was that character from the Dressrosa arc?
Yeah.
You know, I still remember. So like that actually got me back into One Piece.
Good.
So there's that angle, and there's also your angle where you're coming in at brand new and you're experiencing all these like cool scenes for the first time.
Yeah.
So it was really interesting to see the two different sides, but then also you guys bringing it all together into this one podcast. So I feel, and this is unbiased. This is me. I'm coming from Bandai Namco. You guys are Funimation. I feel like it's the perfect One Piece podcast, whether you're a longtime fan or you just want to get into it.
Yes, that means a lot. Thank you very much. And also got to thank Jocelyn for sure, because she's the one who got me more detail watching the details and be like, oh, what does that mean?
Yeah.
Oh, what does that mean for the future? Can I tell the Jocelyn about this yet or no?
Yeah, that's like another aspect. There's always things you're going to miss from that series because it goes by so fast each episode, so you're always going to miss something. But my history, I think it's pretty much the same as yours. I started watching it on Fox. I think it was Fox Box, right?
Yeah, Fox Box,
Right, so I started watching it there, and I was like, this is completely different from anything. Even though it was censored at the time, you know, it was this pirate adventure, and they're not like actual pirates.
Yeah,
they're
right.
like these, like, I don't want to say...
They're their own kind of pirates,
Their own kind of pirates, but they were like a twist on it.
Yeah.
You know, the first villain they fight, what was her name?
Alvida.
Yeah. Like, it's this strange, deformed-looking woman with a club. And you're just like, this isn't what I'm used to seeing when you think pirates. You're thinking, you know, Princess Bride, stuff like that. So it was something completely... Oda's a genius.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's all I can really
say. I mean, we're still
that.
pulled in 20 years later after this, right?
Yeah.
Even, like, I just read the latest manga chapter.
Okay, I'm not... So don't spoil it because I'm not there.
Absolutely not, right?
Talk generalities.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not, yes. And definitely also, Jocelyn, don't read any comments. Like, I feel like at this point... I need to screen your comments, all right? Don't read anything.
I try to do my best to keep out of comments, Google searches, and everything.
Yeah,
I can.
You keep that same energy that you have from like the podcast. Keep watching it. That's the best way to do it.
Absolutely.
And I know it's hard because it's
everywhere.
Yeah, it's everywhere, and it's almost like every day there's something new about One Piece.
Yeah, not only online, like here, like every
in the office.
in the
right?
office.
Yeah, you have it the worst.
Yeah, there's posters everywhere, like different promotions going on, and sometimes I'll be just like, nope, and just look away and try to, you know, just
Although there's one poster I want to show you today because we finally made it to that point.
Which one?
The big one in the office.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, you can now look at that poster.
Cool.
You like cover it with a drape and you're going to unveil it for
Don't look at it,
now,
Jocelyn,
it's time.
Right
and then pull the drape out.
Yes, there we go.
like that.
Yes, like I'm just like...
It's an art unveiling.
I know, right? Like I'm like, oh, don't wear that shirt around her. Don't look at that. But,
take that up.
Yeah, exactly. Like, how dare you? You know, people haven't watched that here.
I might have to go into like generalities when you ask me other questions about that. But yeah, started out Fox Box, and
which is dope. I didn't know you started Fox Box too.
I mean, I think that's where a lot of like the U.S. audience started because you know One Piece was around before then in Japan, but there was really at that time because we started fresh. The internet was just starting out, so it was really hard to get that any type of content. And then we were kids, so you know, we didn't have the money to spend on stuff.
Not.
You saw like a big crazy cartoon on TV, you're gonna watch it. And this was, like I said, it's something entirely different than what other shows were. Even stuff like Batman and stuff like that. It was this crazy animation style combined with like these really interesting character designs.
Also, how long have you been with Bandai Namco, by the way?
So Bandai Namco, it's been 3 years so far.
Being in Bandai Namco, you've done some work on One Piece for sure, right? So like there's One Piece World Seeker game, right?
Yeah, so I want to say, was that my first one? No. So the first One Piece title that I worked on was Unlimited World.
Okay.
And that's what, before that, so I worked on the remake version. Okay. I bought it on PS3 because obviously One Piece fan. I bought it before I even worked at Bandai Namco.
So were you a One Piece fan? Like did you stick with One Piece before you went to Bandai also?
Of course.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, cool. I mean, back when I was watching on Fox, I was still into it, but I kind of fell off.
Yeah.
So I missed a lot of it.
That's what most of us did.
And then I saw the video game came out, and I was like, this looks beautiful, like the color and the art style. Even before that, actually, I was working at another company. I tested a One Piece game. But yes, Unlimited World R, the remake is the first one I worked on. Now it's World Seeker. I just did the live stream where I dressed up as Luffy.
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, hey, there we go.
Yeah,
we have to have him on the podcast.
It was never. If you would have told 14-year-old me that you would be dressed up as Luffy on a Bandai Namco stream with the biggest One Piece content creators, Rogers Basin, Vampy Bit Me, shout out to them, by the way, talking about One Piece, playing the game on a stream.
That's your job.
As my job, like, you're going to give me a paycheck to do this.
Sure, right?
It's a dream come true to work on stuff like that. And yeah, World Seeker, I would say, is the best. You've played it, yes?
Yes,
Would you say it's the best One Piece game?
I really enjoy it, honestly. I mean, like, it feels cool. Like, I feel like it's like the Spider-Man video game of the anime world right now. You know? Like, where it's like, it's cool. You get to go into this whole world and you get to control your favorite guy. Don't play yet because it's too far.
You definitely
We're going to get you there, but...
I think not only that, she'll also, like, start playing it and she'd be like, "Who are these characters?"
Absolutely. Like we just made it to episode 111 right now.
Okay.
Yes.
Congrats on breaking 100.
Yes. I'm so excited. Like, and it's. I mean, like I'm about to geek out so much.
In how many weeks? Like 6 or 7?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, we've been like
putting you through the ringer watching these episodes.
I know. I'm just like, man, this is a workout right here. But you know, like it's awesome to see like that whole side of things, like in World Seeker, right? Mm-hmm. Let's just try to speak generally, right? Like to see the new stuff and to like really act it out. You know, I remember the first time that Luffy did any gear moves. You know, I was copying that all the time, and then to be able to do that in the game, it's awesome.
And I think,
can you do like the whole gum pistols and all that stuff?
Yes,
cool.
Yes.
So yeah, he's got his basic moveset. He can do all that, and I think also the biggest draw for me with World Seeker is being able. You see all these huge open islands in the anime, and you're like wondering like, what's over there?
What's over there exactly?
And now you can actually go in there and see all that, run around this huge world. Interact with the different characters. And I think the biggest complaint that people had was you only get to play as Luffy. Well, now we just introduced the DLC. I don't know if you saw this yet.
No, I hadn't seen that yet.
Okay, so we just announced the DLC, and this is not a spoiler for you. This is actually...
good.
Yeah, you can now play... Or coming up soon. We haven't announced the date, I don't think. Maybe we have. I'll have to go back and look.
I'll check that.
But the Zoro DLC. So you're able to play as
Zoro.
a different character now.
Okay.
And this is just the first set of DLC. So, without me... saying stuff I shouldn't say.
Yes,
If this is the first piece of DLC and Zoro's playable, what comes next?
Exactly, right?
What comes next? So people can figure that out. I think they can put 2 and 2 together. If Luffy and then Zoro, and then there's more episodes coming. What happens
I'm
next?
excited. You got me hooked.
Think about that, guys. And for the people complaining that you can only play as Luffy, what comes next?
You got me hyped now. Like you know, like it's like I would like to play as Nami. I would like to see like in Usopp. You know, like these are not people I would have thought I ever want to play.
As Chopper.
Absolutely. Oh man, yeah. I'll just be popping rumble balls to like pills, right? And just
well, the other thing is when you play as Zoro, if you watch, there's actually a trailer that we released. If you watch the trailer, he plays different than Luffy. Like Luffy has stealth segments. Zoro plays almost like a ninja game, like almost like I don't want to say like Tenchu or something like that, where it's a stealth game.
Sekiro.
It becomes like a stealth action game. Wow. So he's sneaking around. He's got his swords out. He's sneaking up on people. So it looks really interesting. I have yet to play it. I've only seen the trailer and some B-roll footage. But it looks amazing.
Oh, man. You got me hyped up for it now. You got me hyped up for it. Okay. I mean, time to put it back into the PS4 and let's go, right?
I think that was the entire goal with the developer of the game, Gunbarian, are the guys that did it. But I think the producer said that to the... Like, he wants this thing to live on past, just finishing the game. He knows it's a single-player game. But he wants you to hold on to the game because there's more content, more cool content coming.
And that means a lot, yeah, because, I mean, multiplayer would be cool, of course, right? But at the same time, yes, I would love to go through it multiple times. I mean, shoot, like, I love Luffy, but also there's hundreds of characters to love in One Piece. And you're saying this is just the start, hopefully, right? Like, this is...
I mean, I don't know how many more episodes are coming, but this is just episode 1.
Yeah, so I'm about it.
Stay tuned.
I'm excited. Like, so you told us about Unlimited World, right? And then World Seeker right here, and then I guess anything else that we should be looking out for in the future?
In the future, well, I kind of touched on the upcoming DLC. One Piece isn't going anywhere when it comes to anime and when it comes to manga and when it comes to video games. There's a lot more content. There's a lot more stories to be told. There's going to be more stuff from us, So just keep an eye out for that. And yeah, I'm just excited to see what happens next.
Yeah. Who's your favorite?
Yeah, okay, there we go, yeah.
This is a later character because I just finished watching the Whole Cake arc and Katakuri. The reason I fell in love with One Piece is the character designs. And Oda, the way he designs each character is so unique. Each one looks so different.
Yes.
They're a caricature of human beings, I guess. Like what you would see as a big type person is 40 feet tall in One Piece, So yeah, Katakuri, he's got this crazy cool design, and then he takes off his scarf and he's got this huge disgusting looking set of teeth and mouth,
jaw and everything,
and his personality and his hockey is just amazing. And his fight with Luffy, my goodness.
That was a good fight.
I'll see.
Don't worry. Hopefully you're
almost got carried away.
No. Like, I think you're fine because also that's just so far in the future.
Yeah, and I wouldn't know.
It's you've got a ways to go, but when you get there, you're gonna be like, oh, this is who he's talking about.
I see what he's talking about.
His character, to me, it's always the character design, and he just looks like this super cool. He almost kind of looks like a ninja. I'm a sucker for ninjas. You put a cloak around anybody's face, I'm in. So yeah, it's kind of quirky for sure.
I can't wait till.
I have another question.
Go
so, what's your favorite One Piece memory from when you first watched it?
That's a great question, too.
That is an excellent question. There's a few of them. The biggest one that always stands out for me that I'll always remember is in the Fisherman Village with Nami.
Okay,
And Luffy, does the speech and then puts the straw hat on her. I don't cry at things. I don't cry at, like, video games or sappy movies. But, like, I got choked up. I was like, wow. Like, like it made you believe in yourself.
Absolutely.
And I think that's another reason why I stuck with One Piece is because of the strong message of believe in yourself and you can do anything.
When we were talking about that specific episode, we were talking also about how Luffy is there for everybody, but not unless they want him to, right? So this whole time, he was around when all this was happening to Nami, but it wasn't up until that moment when she said, like, I need you to help me, that he was like, okay, I'm taking care of this for you. And that's Luffy for everybody. Like, he just does all of this stuff for other people, and that's what being a friend is. And I think that's super important to learn when you're a kid.
Joss Lee taught me a lot. I was just like, what? Like, wow, you blew me away with that right there. For me, I was just like, yeah, Luffy's going to fight. But, the insights you brought, like, I definitely appreciate it. It's really nice
it helps that I'm watching as an adult, obviously.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, maybe like, when I first watched it, I was like, yeah, let's go beat Luffy.
You were concentrating on the important parts for you at that moment, of course.
And also, I would like to say, like, that moment, I think, like, was the one that, like, really hooked me. Like, where I was like, oh, man, here we go. Look, it is like it's not just your standard shonen type of show.
Yeah.
Like,
and I definitely did cry.
Yeah.
At that moment,
Did you really cry?
I definitely
I'm glad
up.
It's like, I was like, am I having a moment? Am I the only one that...
No. I was just about to say, it was like, like, One Piece, like, usually I don't get choked up or cry at, like, a lot of media, but, like, One Piece has been that one that has consistently done it to me.
There's certain scenes, man,
Absolutely.
that Oda knows what he's doing to tug at your heartstrings.
Absolutely.
He likes to do that, I've noticed. He likes to kind of slow things down or even, like, I don't know if it's intentional or just go with filler, and all of a sudden he'll just hit you with this, like, almost sucker punch out of nowhere with something, and you're just like, what?
Yes.
And that's when you go back and you're like, man, this guy's for doing what he does for so long, and then still coming up with new content and new types of characters and new story arcs. He's one of the I'm not gonna say he's like the Miyazaki of like manga or anything like that.
I would probably say that myself.
He's a really smart dude, and he knows how to pace things, I believe. And he knows how to bring out emotions in people.
Absolutely.
So it's really interesting to me.
Yeah. I also like that he parallels a lot of things from the real world. Like, right now we're in the Alabasta arc. So there's the civil war going on. And, that's stuff that's serious.
Yeah.
And you're watching an anime, but it's, like, got very funny moments, and it's got very serious moments in like 5 minutes time.
Yes.
So it's very amazing to me.
Have you guys talked about your favorite like One Piece moments so far? Like, what are you guys up to?
I'm still waiting. What's your favorite moment so far?
Oh, that's hard to pick.
The tables have turned.
I know, right? Yeah, you're right. Like, it's like that.
I would have to say, well, I definitely like the whole Nami backstory and Sanji's like. Oh. That really broke my heart too. Like his whole ordeal, because it was all about survival, and he was starving to death.
Yes.
Yeah, I think those are it. And Chopper, when I met Chopper, yes, Chopper's story really touched me. Like the fact that he didn't belong anywhere, and then he found his crew, and now he's like being himself, and coming out of his shell, sorta. So. So far, I mean, I find new favorite moments all the time.
It sounds like Chopper's also your favorite character right now?
He is.
Okay.
So far.
He's
so
a good
far.
go-to. He's a good go-to.
For me, if I had to say a favorite moment of what we watched so far, I would have to say Chopper's backstory. Yeah, I like Chopper's backstory a lot. Like, although I really do like Nami's backstory too. And then, like, my funniest moment, like, that just killed me laughing. I remember it was actually, like, during Gaimon and Buggy. Remember, like, what happens is Buggy lands on Gaimon's island. They become homies, and then they become friends, and Buggy's leaving, and then Gaimon is like, he's crying. Yeah, I should have told him about the monsters in the ocean, and I was like, wait, what? He's about to die, and it just cracked me up because I was just like, it was supposed to be a touching moment, you know, like where I was like, yeah, they became friends, just as you said, of like how it goes from very serious to very funny, and it just happened like that, where it was like, wow, I didn't remember that moment, and it killed me. So that moment, so far, would be my favorite.
I think it's interesting also, like, when I see stuff that's happening, because I'm watching for the first time, right? To think about how did Godswill react to this when he first saw it as a kid, because obviously I'm watching as an adult, so it's not the same. Sometimes I wonder about that. I'm like, I wonder what would have been like if I had watched this with 10 years.
I think me and Godswill are on the same wavelength when it comes to that stuff. Our reaction when we were those kids was like, skip all this talking stuff and get to the fighting already.
How does he know?
But going back now, you're right. As an adult, it's a totally different experience to be like, well, why did Luffy say that, you know, to Kobe at that one episode, you know, or why did he do this certain thing? Like, what was
why didn't he do that thing?
Yes. And that's what I find your podcast so interesting, is you have your insight going back to this, like, kids show, and I'm making the quote fingers, kids show, and with all these mature themes, you know?
Absolutely. Oh man, like, this show, I think, really grew me up in a way, you know? Like, I mean, like, watching as a kid, I was like, oh man, I'm just ready here for the fights. Watching as an adult, like college and now, I was like, man, this is way deeper than I expected back then. Do you have any other questions? You had some good questions,
I think that's it. Man. Thank you so much for being
here. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Is there any last words that you might want to say?
You guys, if you're a One Piece fan, make sure you check out One Piece World Seeker. Make sure you check out the upcoming Zoro DLC. I think this is the One Piece game. I'm not going to say this is the One Piece game. Fans are, like, asking for it. It's not this huge, like, open world thing, but it is an open field, I guess, type game where you're able to run around and explore the island, and you get a sense of what it's like to be Luffy, being able to, like, swing, and I guess that's the coolest aspect is being able to navigate this huge open field.
Yeah, like 3D, like not just walking the whole time.
Well, you can go into the different gears and fly and stuff like that. So make sure you check out One Piece World Seeker. That's out now. The Zoro DLC. There's a trailer up on the Bandai Namco YouTube. Make sure you check that out. Follow our social channels, Bandai Namco US, on Twitter. Follow us there. I think that's pretty much it. Make sure you keep checking out this podcast. It's a great thing you guys are doing here. It's going to make you want to go back and watch those episodes. Like, after listening to the 8 episodes that you guys have so far, I went back and I started watching. I went to the Funimation Now, and I started watching from episode 1. But yeah, those are my final words. Check out One Piece. Check out World Seeker. Keep watching. It's an amazing series with a lot of cool themes, and I would say the best character designs of any manga or anime out there.
You sold me on this show again. I'm gonna start over again.
Restart. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure having you on.
Episode 110 already.
I know, right?
So, Merciless Mortal Kombat. Luffy versus Crocodile.
Mortal Kombat. Fatality. And we actually get to see pretty much a fatality at the end of this.
Yeah.
My goodness. So maybe that's what they were thinking. So yeah, the crew's running away. Smoker's like, all right, stop chasing after them. You know, we got... Or, like, stop chasing after them now. And is... You know, conflicted. He's like, I don't know what to do anymore with my life. What does this all mean? Anyways. So, but luckily, also, here's the thing. We go back to the crew. Sanji does a smart thing again.
Yes.
He's like, hey, could you do your perfume for me? you think it's Sanji being a perv, but luckily, not only that.
Yeah, he tells Nami to put some perfume on, and then we see the reason, which is that Chopper is able to find them because he smells Nami's perfume. So yeah, I mean, honestly,
which
that
is great.
So smart.
It was like good. No one else has like really talked about this other than Chopper. Chopper's like, it sucks, it stinks, or it's too much for me. Whereas, bada, here we go. Like we can actually find each other. No one has thought about that this whole time. So yeah, I mean, yeah, Sanji, has him doing some big money moves right here. Like this is good moves right here.
And Chopper comes in riding a giant crab.
Yes.
I'm like, how did you even find this crab?
Eyelashes. Eyelash apparently knew this crab.
Oh.
Because he apparently knows a lot of creatures in the desert. That
makes sense.
Yes. That macho energy. But also this crab also has the same macho energy as Eyelash, like where he only, well, he lets everyone ride him this time, luckily, but he really has an eye for the girls.
Yeah.
What a world.
So they ride the crab, and they're on their way to Alabarna. And suddenly, Crocodile grabs Vivi from a distance, like his sand
his hook.
hand,
right.
hook. Catches Vivi, but Luffy grabs her in time and sort of switches places with her.
Yeah.
And he's like, tells the guy, like, there's no time. I'm going to face Crocodile. You guys go ahead and deliver Vivi in time.
Man.
Dun,
that's pretty hardcore.
Yeah, it is. Like, I don't know. This next part was pretty tough.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, exactly. Because we saw Luffy have problems with Smoker, right? And we said that Crocodile is the same as Smoker. How's this fight going to go? Especially when you're fighting on the sand.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Right, so it's not looking too good. And everyone's actually pretty worried for him, but they're like, hey, they're trying to calm Vivi down. It's like, look, just focus. You got a job to do. We got a job to do. Luffy has his job to do, right?
Yeah.
This is his job to figure out how to fight Crocodile. And this is what he's been saying he's been wanting to do the whole time.
Like Zoro said. Like, everybody needs to do their individual things.
Yes, And that is good teamwork, I would say. It's not everyone just always being hand in hand, like, what are you doing the whole time, right? Like, it's sometimes just sort of like trusting that the other person's going to get their job done so that you can do yours.
Exactly.
And then Crocodile is like, okay, well, we're going to fight.
I got 3 minutes.
And he I think it was a pretty cool thing how he did. He throws his sand glass thing, right? It's like 3 minutes, and he just sort of tosses it right by him. I was like, that's pretty cool how you did that. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, he's like, all right, I'm gonna kill you within 3 minutes because I ain't got time for this. What'd you think about this fight?
It was, I don't know. It was tough to watch. Like, I think I mentioned in a previous podcast episode that I didn't get as worried as much about Luffy and all the rest of the guys anymore because I know they're still alive.
Yes.
But this fight actually got me worried. I thought that we were going to at least lose Luffy for a while because, he's having a tough time, even tougher time than when he fought Smoker, I think.
Absolutely, yeah. Like, this one's, I would say, is worse. I mean, especially because they are fighting on sand. Yeah,
exactly.
But still, overall tough. Like you start to understand why Crocodile is a warlord. Like that is brought up. Like where it's like, does Luffy have what it take to take on a warlord?
And he has like very different ways of applying his power. Where he can, create a sandstorm, or he can dehydrate people. So he dehydrates Luffy's arm, which looks very weird.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, it was like, yikes, holy crap. And, actually, this is that's pretty cool what you just said right there, because you start to see, like, the powers start to transform in a way, I guess, like, because, you say sand powers, right?
Yeah.
And you're thinking, like, oh, I just control sand.
Yeah.
Right? But not exactly like to this extent right here, right? Like whereas like you can absorb liquids and like the fact of like being able to make sandstorms that can just be autonomous in a way, right? That's not something I would have thought.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool what you just said.
And Luffy tries doing his best. Like he has some water saved from that the old man gave him.
Yes, so which is nice that he saved it the whole time.
But yeah, it's not working.
Yeah.
Like, he can't get a punch in. He tries munching on him, but obviously it doesn't work.
I give him points for creativity.
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
Like, what else do you do at this point, right?
So Crocodile ends up starting this big sandstorm, and he stabs Luffy with his hook.
Jeez.
Like, just in his stomach.
Through his stomach, yeah.
And it doesn't look good.
Yeah, and like he's saying that this sandstorm is going to go to Yuba because screw Yuba. I don't know why.
Yeah, right.
Like, I don't know what this
F
particular...
you, Yuba.
Right, F you, Yuba. It's like, what did Yuba do to you? He's like, screw that old man. How dare he dig for water? How dare... your couch. Man.
And yeah, that's where the episode ends. We see Luffy hanging from the hook with a fatality.
Mortal Kombat. Fatality. Episode 111. 111. Dash for a Miracle. Alabasta Animal Land. Ooh. What does this mean?
I don't know. So Luffy's in trouble. After stabbing him, he gets thrown into a quicksand. And yeah, I was super scared. I mean, I was like, okay, I know he doesn't die.
Yes.
But does this mean that Luffy's going to be out for like 2 episodes maybe? Because this looks pretty bad.
Yeah, it absolutely does. And
how did you feel when you first saw this? Like,
I was scared.
When you first watched it.
Exactly.
Like, you don't know what's happening. No. You don't know if Luffy's going to be alive.
Exactly, because this was like, you know, like I was scared because like the whole time I was like, he couldn't fight Smoker. How's he going to fight Crocodile? Oh my gosh. And then it was scarier actually, like where it's like, man, this guy, at least Smoker was just going to capture you. This guy's straight up going to kill you. And I mean, he just stuck a hook in your gut. You know, I don't know what's going to happen, but it doesn't look good. So.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't look good. And then we see the old man who has found more water finally.
Yay. I digged for 3 weeks and I finally got it. And it's like, dang it.
And then the sandstorm is coming and he's just going to face it.
Man, I was like, he's a tough guy.
I know. Yeah, and then we don't know what happens right before the episode.
Not in this episode. Yeah, at least. Which is, like, I was like, crap.
I know. This is a hard episode.
Yeah.
To be the last one.
I know, right? We go back to the rest of them on the crab, and they're all honestly freaking out. Like, although quietly, they're trying not to freak out publicly, but like it does come out that they are freaking out. Zoro's working out because he's like, I wish I was stronger. He wants to do better for his, for everybody. But it sort of gets everyone heated. Like where they're like, we just gotta believe in Luffy, even though this one really does seem like a bad situation that we don't know if he's gonna be able to get out. But we need to be strong for Vivi because Vivi needs to focus on what she needs to do.
And Usopp says something funny. He's like, it's up to me as vice captain to keep everybody together. And I'm like,
chill.
Usopp, let me tell you something. You're not the vice captain.
Nani? Since when? Oh my gosh. At least he doesn't call himself captain anymore, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else? Smoker, he heads to Alabarna also on this sort of motorcycle.
Yeah. Like, you got a motorcycle.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And he leaves Tashigi in charge. And of course, she decides that the Straw Hats are going to be the Marines' target. Yeah. And I'm like,
come
girl,
on, see the bigger picture.
Get with the program.
Exactly.
Don't you see that there's a civil war going on?
Right?
I think the Straw Hats
are doing it. It's all their fault. I was like, man, what'd they do to you?
Tashi, you know nothing.
You're right. But luckily, Smoker was like, hey, when you get there, make your decision. Don't worry about it really right now. So that's good. The funny thing is, we go back to the crew again, and we see how the crew needs to cross. Like they're trying to get over to Alabarna as fast as possible, but they're a little worried, and reasonably so. It took them days to walk over things, and then they're riding this crab, but this crab can't cross rivers. So what they're hoping to do is to have the crab distracted so that way he can go faster.
Yeah.
And because he likes women, like human women, like he's distracted when Nami becomes dancer girl Nami.
Yeah.
But he doesn't take him all the way. He starts drowning. Because he's not a water crab.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
At least he takes them halfway.
Halfway, yeah, which is nice, which is good. And then as they do that, then there's a giant fish that comes out, which is about to eat them. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you, it eats flesh.
Right.
Like, dang it, Vivi.
Vivi again.
It was like, okay. Go ahead.
We just spent a lot of time on top of this crab.
I know, right?
Anything else you want to share?
No, nothing I could think of. Oh, wait a second.
Oh, wait.
There's more.
This man-eating catfish is going to eat them, but the Kung Fu dugongs come in and help them out.
Yay.
Because they did some good karma.
Yay, good karma.
And they remember that Luffy is their master.
Which is great.
And they want to help out.
Yeah.
So they ferry them to shore.
Mm-hmm. Using the giant fish.
Using the giant fish as a transport.
Yeah.
And once they're on shore, they're like, okay, we still have to walk to Alabama. We are out of time. But luckily, Karoo and the Supersonic Dog Squad are here to help them.
Yeah, I was like, what a weird situation.
Right?
Cool.
And it's a bunch of dogs, like Karoo, just waiting, wearing saddles and all sorts of gear.
I'm excited for you to see all that. I wonder if this will be your next favorite animal thing.
You think so?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
We'll see.
We will see. We got ducks. And then we go back to Luffy. So, like, he was in... Like, he's still heavily beat up. Mm-hmm. And he's stuck inside the sand. Like, where, luckily, like, he's not underground. At least not yet. Until he starts squirming around. He's trying to get free, but then some sand covers his head. And then, as that happens, he's saved by... Weirdly enough, Miss All Sunday.
Right.
Yeah, which is very strange.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And then she tells him something super cryptic.
Yes.
He's like, why do you fight those with the name D? And I'm like, wait, what? The D in Monkey D. Luffy means something other than just his name?
Yes.
Don't look at me with that blank face, Cotswell.
I don't know what to say. I'm like, do I say something or do I not say something? Do I trick her or do I not trick her?
I'm trying to think, like, who else has a D on their name? Like Goldie Rogers, right? He has a D. Mm-hmm. Do we know anybody else?
There's one more person we do know.
We do know with a D? Mm-hmm. Who? Is it Ace?
Yes. Porcus D. Ace.
Ah, I didn't know that.
Yes,
I just knew him as Ace Porky. Yeah. Porky is his first name.
Porky. Porcus is a weird name. I don't know.
Also, Luffy's not his last name because they're brothers. Or wait, how does that work? Or do they not share the same last name? Interesting. I wonder. Okay. Will I find out more later?
Yes.
Okay. Gotcha. I'll stop asking questions.
No. Like, I'm just sort of like, I don't know what to say.
You're very strong.
Yeah, I'm just like, oh, geez.
I will stop tempting you.
Yeah, all right, cool. Thank you. I'm just sort of like, oh, man. I can't wait till you get there. But, oh, my goodness. Anyways, are there any other D people? So many
questions.
Yes, which is great. Remember these questions.
Yes.
Yes. Because, I mean, shoot, I was shocked that she said that. And I was like, huh, okay, cool. And then also, Pell, we get to see Pell,
yes.
like the injured bird guy. Mm-hmm. He's injured, and he's like, "I will kill you all Sunday." He's like, "You ain't gonna do anything to me."
Yeah.
You want to go round 2 again, son? He's like, but anyways, go help this guy out.
Yeah.
Which is weird. We're seeing we don't know why we're seeing Miss All Sunday help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is weird.
Yep.
It's very weird.
Man.
Did you when you heard her say this stuff again, like with the name D, did you think about what you already know?
Yes.
Or were you surprised, like, oh?
I was surprised that she said that there, but at the same time, it made me think about like everything I didn't know about. So,
did you remember that she had mentioned that, or was that like an aha moment to you?
It was an aha moment because I forgot that she said that, and I was like, oh,
interesting.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So.
Yeah, and then we get to the final part of this episode where we see that Koza and the rebels are about to arrive at Alabarna.
Oh, boy.
So the fight is about to go down.
Oh, no. And
the Royal Army is preparing to meet them. They estimate that 2 million rebels are coming. So yeah, that's a big fight there.
Right. Huge fight. Yeah.
And meanwhile, we figure out what happened to the king. Mrs. Christmas and Mr. Ford are holding the king hostage. So this whole time, well, we knew they had something to do with it. We just didn't know where it was. So they're just holding the king there.
Yes.
And yeah, then we see everybody on their way to the big clash. Like the rebels, the army, the crew on the docks, Baroque Works. Everybody's coming to Alabarna, like from different directions.
Goodness gracious.
And
like, there's a lot.
Yes, it is a lot. And right before the episode ends, we see Igaram is alive.
Dun, dun, dun. Mama.
I'm glad, though.
Good.
I'm glad, because he was a nice guy.
He was a nice guy, yeah, right? Like, I mean, shoot, he went the distance, honestly.
Yeah,
right?
He was willing to die.
Yeah. I can't wait to see what's about to happen. What do you think is going to happen next? Also, one question I do want to ask is, like, do you know what Mrs. Christmas and Mr. Four's power is?
No, not yet.
Okay, I'm just interested. Like, I was just like,
No, not yet.
I wonder.
Predictions, I have 3 words, and it's big ass battle.
There we go, right?
That is what's going to happen.
There we go.
And I hope it happens quick. Like, as soon as I turn my next episode, I want to see some fighting.
Yeah.
So that's my prediction for the future. Okay. So that's the end of this episode.
Yeah, good. I mean, I think that's a good prediction right there. And I'm excited to see like what we're about to see, because I don't remember what we're going to see, but we're going to see that soon. But anyways, hope you enjoyed this episode of One Piece at a Time. Don't forget to check us out on our Funimation blog, which is at funi.to/One Piece podcast. And that'll be updated constantly with new episodes, descriptions, the 101s, and eventually these maps that we're going to put up. And we have the binge routes and more for you to follow along with us so you can watch with us and stick with what we're doing.
Also head to our shop at Funimation.com/shop and add One Piece home video to your collection. And for all things One Piece, follow us on Facebook at One Piece Official and Twitter at One Piece Anime.
I want to thank people this time.
Yes, do thank the people.
This is my time to thank people. All right. All y'all get ready to hear this, all right? Because I'm about to thank some people, all right? First off, I'm going to thank Oda Sensei. Thank you, Oda, for making this show. For making this manga. I want to thank Toei Animation, those guys, because they made this anime.
Thank you,
want to
Toei.
thank you guys. Thank you. There you go. I want to thank the audio engineers. You guys have to hear me thank you guys, all right? Andrew, Austin, thank you guys.
Thank you, Austin. And
Appreciate you guys. And also, last but not least, I want to thank you guys. You guys, the listeners.
You guys.
Our Nakama. Our friends. We're friends, right? I hope so. Anyways, thank you guys. I appreciate y'all. Rate that podcast wherever you're listening to it, all right? iTunes, 5 stars. Thank you guys. Appreciate y'all. And don't forget to share it with other friends and make sure that they rate it too, all right? Because that's what friends do for each other.
You sound like a late night host.
You listen to One Piece at a Time. My name's Godswill. Don't forget to rate us 5 stars. Thank you.
The next One Piece at a Time will cover anime episodes 112 to 119. So be sure to watch on Funimation now, subbed or dubbed, and be ready.
Peace.
See ya. Merciless Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat.